Hi, lately I've been intrigued with button jewelry. You might even see that I'm wearing a little bit of button jewelry that I made. And I found a cute little way to make a pendant. And also I thought maybe I would demonstrate to you today a simple way that you could wear buttons so that you could put them on a charm bracelet. So come on over and see how I do it, and then you take that idea and you make it better. And I'll show you how I do it first. Okay guys, these are three button pendants that I made. Now to do what I did here, you need this turtleback setting, which I've actually drilled a hole in. And you're going to need to drill a hole in it if you want to make it my way with the wire. But basically you have to find a vintage button that will fit it, which is about a 35 millimeter approximately. If this is a little bit bigger than that, that's okay, or a little smaller, it's fine too. We have them at bsuboutiques.com in a number of sizes. I have them in, I think like this is on 33, 34. I think I have them in 24. And there's a bunch of different sizes. We're always restocking them because they really come in handy and to do, you know, a lot of stuff. But I'm going to show you how to wear a pendant like these, and also like I'm wearing, and also how to just make a little like charm drop. Okay, so I'm going to set this back. Let's just start with the basic charm drop. First of all, you can see that I've done some here. I was ready to put these on some stuff that I had made. This one I just added a little bead to. This one I did with a ball head pin and another little bead. Same thing, ball head pin, and the same thing. Now that's a real easy way to do it. See if I can find a little one here that I can work with. I think I can work with this. Now, as you can see, this hole is going to be too big for this. This is going to come right back up. So we need to do something that acts kind of as a stopper. So I'm thinking maybe this little bead here might just do it. Yep. So do you see what I did? I took a little bead. That's maybe 3 millimeter bead, huh? Just say, I think 3 millimeter maybe. And I took it and I put it on my head pin. And it doesn't have to be a ball head pin. It can be, you know, a regular one. Stick it through that hole there. Okay? Now this is so easy. And by the way, you need a flat nose plier. You need a flush cutter. And you need a round nose plier. Okay, so I'm going to start with my round nose, but actually I'm going to start with my fingers. And I'm going to bend this up. Okay? So I've got this bent up pretty good. Then I do not need all of this here, doing it this way. So I'm going to point this down away from me, and I'm going to take everything but maybe an inch or so of this off and cut that. So that now I have this. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to roll it down. And I want to roll it forward. Okay, do you see that? I rolled it forward right here. Okay. Now I'm going to let you into my life a little bit. You know, behind this shop here where I'm at now, because I'm not in the messy basement workshop anymore, I'm downtown at Bisou Boutiques, and they've just come in from the mail, and they're being a little bit too loud back there. I'm shooting video, guys. Shh. Thanks. They forgot. We love them. Anyway, that's all you need to do. I'm going to do it again just to show you, okay? I'm going to do it again. How about if I take this button and do it? Okay, so I need a ball and head pin or a flat. That's fine. And just so that I'm sure that this will hold, I'm going to stick that little bead on there. I'm sure you have some little beads laying around. I like these, are real cool brass socks. I'm going to bend this up behind, okay guys? And then I want to cut everything but about an inch of it off, and I want to cut it away from myself for safety. There it goes. Pull it forward. And I want to get it lined up really good with that bead. I don't want to have my loop over here somewhere. I want it right here, and I want it good and tight. So I'm going to pull that up And I'm going to start rolling. Roll it forward. And then and that's nice and tight too, by the way. But then I want to kind of take and mash it a little bit because I don't want this thing here sticking out. Okay. Now you could leave your end longer and roll it several times if you want. I have done that on some of these. You know, I did this one twice. Let me see. This one's done twice. So, you know, however you want. But that's an easy way to do it. Now there's another way, and I'm going to show you that now. Let me see. Let me get a bigger one. Okay. Now, I love these big vintage buttons. They used to be so inexpensive, but it's getting hard to find deals on them anymore. You have to look harder than you used to. But anyway, put it about, oh, I don't know, third of the way through. And bend it up. And oh, by the way, this is cut, oh, it's about 5.5 inches, okay? But you can play with it. You can longer, shorter. You may say, oh, why does she have to cut 5.5 inches? She's wasting so much wire. But the thing is, I'd rather have a little extra than find myself cut short. Wire's cheap. So, you know, that's my thing. When I cook, I always cook for a crowd too. So, anyway, so you can see I bent this forward a little bit. Okay, now I've got this tail, and I'm going to bend it up. Now, I'm going to begin to wrap. I hope I can get a good quote for you because I really can do this quite nicely. But on camera, it may not be as nice as I like. But as you can see, I'm just kind of holding it in place and going round and round and round. Just kind of holding my place. And I'm sure some of you out there have better ways to do this than I do. But this is the way I do it. This is what works for me. This is my design aesthetic. This is how I like it. So I show you these ideas and then I say, go figure out a better way. Do what pleases you. I'm just the starter. You take it the rest of the way. Now I've gone this far. That to me is far enough. So I'm going to get in there as tight as I can with my nice sharp flush cutters. These are Xuron brand. I'm going to nip it in the bud. And then I'm going to kind of crimp that down with my flat nose. And I love these Beadsmith flat nose. They are just so nice. Okay, now. So this kind of went off to the side a little bit, which I told you I knew I wouldn't get it the best because you're watching me. But I'm going to kind of crimp it down a little bit. Or you could take it and even wiggle the wire and make it a zigzag. If you did it kind of loosey-goosey, you could do that. But I'm just kind of tamping this down. Okay? Good enough. Okay. So now I've got kind of a long end. I don't need this long of an end. So I'm going to cut it off kind of about here. Okay? And then I'm going to roll it just like we did before. But I'm going to roll it several times. That's good. I'm happy with that. And I kind of bent it back there at the end, so you can see how that went. You see how that went? Like that. Okay. So now what I could do, if I wanted to, is I could take and I could set a resin cabochon over it if I wanted and make that the holder. Or I could glue on a finding. Or like I did with this one, I could glue on a pretty little resin rose. It's all up to you. Okay, I'm going to do one last one, and then you can go in your workshop and make some for yourself. This one, I'm going to use the turtle back, and I'm going to wear this through, okay? Now, as you see, I've done some fancy schmancy stuff here with spiraling and that, but what I want to do in this video is just basically get you to understand how to do the basic premise or technique of getting it wired in, and then after that you experiment, you do it. But I will review the spiraling technique very quickly, and it's basically this way, and I've done this in many videos. But first you make a loop with your round nose pliers, which are these ones, and you take your flat nose and you go tight and you just kind of work it. And this copper wire is so soft and so easy to coax into place. It's just no big deal. If you have a better way of doing this, that's great. Come to the Bistou Boutiques creative group and share it with us. We're doing a lot of wire work this month because our challenge, we have monthly challenges, and our challenge this month is playing with wire. So if you like to play with wire, come and join us, okay? We'd love to have you. We really truly would, because we're always sharing. And for me, there's really no right, no wrong, unless it looks stupid at the end. If it looks stupid, then it's probably wrong. If it looks good and it's sturdy, hey, you might have just found the next best, greatest thing, okay? That's what we're all about. Okay, now I've got my little spiral thing. I think I'm going to go ahead and use it. So I've got a hole. I drilled this hole with my drill press, and no, I'm not going to show you how I did it, because last time I did that, people had a problem with it. So I do it my way. You can do it yours. There are lots of videos on YouTube about using a drill press. Go for it. I bought mine at Amazon.com for 65 bucks, and I love it, and I use it practically every day. So as you can see, I took my spiral and I put it through the top hole. I kind of did a diagonal pattern here with a hole in the back. Okay, so I'm going to stick my spiral through there. Here's this, it's a little fussy because you want it to stay in place right. So stick it through like this, and then kind of make sure you beat your buttons where you want it, and then bend it down. Bend it down, okay? All right, it's in there. Now pull it up. Okay, now I think I cut this off too short a little bit, maybe, to do what I want. Phooey, wouldn't you know it? You know what, I'm just going to show you this way. So first we've got that in here. Now we're going to get our prongs down. So you can press them with your finger. And then what I do to get them good and tight at the end is I use my flat nose. You know what, guys? I don't mind if you see me make mistakes on here, so long as they're not safety mistakes. To me, perfection is not necessarily a good video, but that's me, and that's how my ADHD brain works. I like to see both sides of the coin. I like to see what happens when you mess up, and I like to see what happens when it goes right. But that's how I got that in there. Now that went right. So I can actually take this out, and I'm gonna do this again so that I can make sure that I have enough wire to do what I want to do at the end. And that's why you need that 5.5, maybe even 6. I'm gonna do a little bit smaller spiral. And again, I'm going to coax it. And again, if you have a better way, share it with us, please. Because I'm always learning, too. Okay, I'm going to stop there so I make sure that I have enough wire to do what I want to do on the end. Okay, now I'm going to push this out. Okay, now I'm going to find my hole again that I drilled that goes through the button, and also this. Okay, now press this down. Now this is where it gets a little fussy. You have to pull this up straight. And then I'm going to bring this back down and go through again. And it's a little tight, but in the long run that'll be a good thing. Now the trick here is getting it in there nice and tight so that I don't have a lot of wonky lead when I'm done. There's always ways to deal with it, but I don't want wonky lead, and I didn't get wonky lead either. This is good. This is good. All right. I love it when things go right. Okay, then I'm going to tamp it down. So I've just got a little bit up here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to go through that. It's kind of like sewing. Now here's again where I don't want to have too much lead when I'm done. So let's hope I can do it. It went so well at first, but even if it doesn't, there are ways to deal with it. Yeah, and it's not. That's all right. It's not, so I'm going to do this. There's always a way around it. Always. I'm going to tap it like that. I'm going to close it. What would you have done? Well, you could have taken it off and started over, and I could have too, but I don't have time right now.
So I just close it together like that, and now I'm wrapping it, and this is going to work just fine. It's all about solutions. Okay, now I have just a little end left, so I'm going to get rid of that, and of course I want to do that safely, so I'm going to do it away from myself. There we go. And now I'm going to tamp it again because I don't like any rough ends. That isn't a good thing. Never a good thing to have rough ends because it catches people's clothing, their skin. You don't want to give your friend a gift and it scratches them all up, do you? Of course not. So I can work with that and get that rounded back out again by taking probably an awl is what I'll do. Maybe this will work. But I don't want to mark my wire up too much. The main thing is I can get a jump ring through that, okay? So this is roughly how I do it, and of course, like I say, if I wasn't on camera, I would have done probably a beautiful job with no errors. But I just want you to see the basic premise of it. And then you take it to the next level. But there I've gone. Now what I can do is I could glue something over that if I want. I could probably add some more wire in there by wrapping around here, making more curlicues and going around it. There's a number of things I could do with it, but this is the basic idea of just wrapping them up. One of the things I love to do is I love to stand out here when I'm talking to customers and friends who come to visit and just wire up a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I have a bunch of things in this tray that I've started and more that I want to do because I want to make some big button bracelets and necklaces. So, anyway, I hope you'll try it too. And I hope you'll do even better than me. I know you will. And when you do, please come to Bisou Boutique's Creative Group and join us. Because we would love to see what you're doing. We'd love to see your ideas. We'd love to learn from you because I learn from you every day. So thanks so much for tuning in today. And I can't wait to get together with you again.